So our guest speaker today, Gloria Murillo, many claims to fame, including parent to Yessi, Esteban, Isabel, and current senior Angelica. And she also is the one who feeds us here at Midland. So I'm very happy to introduce Gloria.
Graduates, parents, faculty, and guests, it's an honor to speak to you today. I have a confession to all the students who stop by the kitchen for encouragement when they try to have a big presentation. Now I know how you feel. Today is special. It represents years of hard work for the 20 students sitting in front of me. It is special for the parents who wants the best for the children. It's special for the teachers who help them to master a subject, and more important, to love learning. For me, Midland is a dream come true. My greatest wish as a parent is to provide a good education for my children. I want the best tools possible to succeed in the world. At times, with 5 children, this looks like an impossible dream. My first job in America was working in the fields, picking grapes. I worked side by side with my father. He taught me, never stop working. Just keep working. He also taught me to make sure my children get an education so they will have a better opportunities in life. I would like to share my journey with you and turn a mother's dream into reality. I was just 17, and I had not lived in California for long. My large family of aunts, uncles, and cousins, we live in San Ynez. On weekends, we got together for baseball and barbecues. On weekends, we learn important news. My cousin, Jose Juan Ibarra, was going to Midland School. This was an exciting news for our family. No one had attended a private school before. I did remember visiting a private school as a child. Jose Juan's mother took me on a trip when I was 8 years old. We went to Guadalajara. It was my first trip ever, away from my small town in Mexico. We visited 2 aunts who were cooks in the private school. I remember peeking to the kitchen window and to the dining room where the boys and girls were eating. What a wonderful job to cook for all those students. I want to do this when I grow up. Thanksgiving is my first Midland memory, just like today. People were invited for Thanksgiving. Midland was much more rustic in 1983. Buildings were run down. Our beautiful landscaping today was just dirt. The students were as rusty looking as the buildings. I thought, no way I will send my children here. But each time I came to visit, the charm of Midland touched me. Main house porch was friendly and inviting. The chapel was special. The stone root cell behind the dining room remind me of Mexico. Jose Juan's graduation made our family proud. I understood how special it was. He was heading to college. Sonia Ibarra, my brother's daughter, enrolled in Midland. My brother spoke with passion about sending her to Midland. His dream to become a doctor was impossible. Education will help her to fulfill her dreams. Sonia graduated in 1999. Still, it was scary for me to think of sending my daughter to Midland. My oldest daughter decided to attend public school. In 1998, my nephew Sergio came to Midland. He graduated in 2002. Today, he is finishing his PhD in sports medicine. Listening to Sergio's stories made me realize Midland will be a wonderful fit for my second daughter. Jessie loves outdoors, sports, and horses. The rustic cabins and dirt path will not bother her at all. We signed our first Midland enrollment contract in 2000. This was a big financial commitment for a family. It will be 5 years before we will have a family vacation again. We were proud to do this for our daughter. Parents, we asked not to visit students until after the first school break. I want to honor the rules, but Jessie was only 13 when she started at Midland. Her birthday came before the first break. My family didn't have the means to celebrate birthdays. I want to give my children a good education. And second, I was determined that they always have a cake on their birthday. I scrambled my courage and called her advisor. And I explained how important it was for me to bring her a birthday cake. He said, "No problem. Thank you, Mr. Cummings. But bring enough for 120 people." The cake had to feed all Midland. I was happy to bake for everyone. I intend to drop the cake and run. But we were invited to eat with the students and enjoy our daughter's birthday cake with her and her new friends. I knew Midland was a great gift when Jessie returned home. For the first time as a school break, she thanked me for sending her to a place where she can finally belong. For the first time in my life, she did not feel she had a big M on her forehead. Working in dish house, cleaning tables, cleaning bathrooms and pink pallets, and working side by side on Sunday work crew create a level playing fields for all the students. No one is better than anyone else. In 2006, Operation Purple ran a summer camp at Midland. And Midland welcomed a new head school. This marked a turning point in my life, for which I will be forever grateful. Jessie was a counselor at this horse camp for kids with parents serving in the military in Iraq. My husband Mike and I, we were hired to cater the final barbecue dinner at the end of camp. Will Graham, new head of school, had just arrived at Midland. He came to the barbecue. After dinner, he invited me to join the Midland staff as a breakfast cook. He wanted to be sure the students had a healthy start every day. Cooking for students is my dream job. It makes me happy to have people enjoy the food I prepare. Every ounce of love I have, it goes into my cooking. After a few years early, for 2 years, I attend nutrition classes at Samson Clinic in Santa Barbara. I learned healthy cooking for diabetics. Cooking was already a pleasure, but it became a passion. 3 children followed Jessie's path at Midland. Jessie graduated in 2004. Esteban graduated in 2011. Isabel in 2015. And Angelica will receive her diploma today. All of them love sports at Midland. We were inspired by favorite teachers, and they still tell stories about camping trips to Ben and Lori Mango's house in the Sierras. Esteban came alive on the lacrosse and soccer field. Isabel's quinceañera was Mass was held in a Stillman porch one summer, followed by dancing in the pole barn. A single Midland moment for Isabel and Angelica was in a street party while on vacation in Mexico. Young men built a bonfire at night in the streets. There was so much smoke, it was ruining the party. Isa and Angie took over. They pull up the logs of the fire. They start all over. And they create the perfect fire. All students to learn how to build a fire. This proud moment was thanks to Midland shower fire training. Equally proud moment came later for my children in college. Unlikely classmates, they do not need to text during classes. Thanks again to a simple life lesson from Midland. My other Midland children have learned lessons too. I appreciate all of you. And I want to thank my kitchen helpers and graveyard zombies, my kitchen orphans, Mark, love you, Mark, and Robert. Remember Robert? People eat with their eyes. Drama queen and greatest kitchen teacher, Nev. And 3 new seniors who took on the challenge to be a true Midlanders from day one. Sage, who cleans everything to a high polish. Ayan, who mastered keeping this house decibel under control. Danny, who mastered mopping by carefully repeating the short 10 times to get it right. Coffee Club in Stillman is a brief pause after breakfast. Colleagues drop in briefly to touch base before heading to their offices. Sierra announced one morning the enrollment contracts were in the mail. My stomach clenched. I did not get a contract. Then I remember, for 16 years, I have signed Midland enrollment contracts. My last child is graduating. A few days later, Jesse asked us if I would still cook at Midland, since my children have graduated. Of course, I will still be at Midland. I have my other 85 children to cook for. Graduates, thank you for being a memorable part in my Midland journey. It is time for you to begin your new journey. You have what you need to success, whether you plan something simple or something grand for your life after Midland. Know that your parents, teachers have confidence in you. I have confidence in you. We have shared the journey. It's time to share your Midland wisdom with the world. Be curious, be kind, be happy, and be grateful.